Mullet. That was
Start with the mullet.
Start with the mullet. The rest is just easy after that. It just flows from the back.
These characters act in very real and very flawed ways. What was your inroad to connecting with the less flattering parts of your character?
Sunny is so good at writing people who are pretending, you know. For me, the challenge was, you know, she spends so much time pretending to be someone or sort of adapting her personality to suit other people. Like, who is she actually? And that was kind of the big question about it. In the months of chatting before we started, I was often say to Oscar, like, who is Lindsay? That was kind of a big question. And I think she is nobody. And we came to the conclusion that she's like, that's the question she's constantly asking herself. And that's why she has such, you know, cripplingly low self-esteem and doesn't really know what she cares about and isn't ever really landed in a job that she can do or feel passionate about. And that as a starting place was quite fun.
Mullet. That was
Start with the mullet.
Start with the mullet. The rest is just easy after that. It just flows from the back. There. Although it really did help a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see who this guy is. It's just really fun to play leaky characters, you know, where they feel like they're like this Tupperware, but it's like they're just a leaky Tupperware. You know, they think they've got it all closed in, but all this other stuff comes out without them noticing, or they think other people don't see it. And that's where a lot of the humor and the pathos comes from that.
With Austin, you know, I always felt there's such an earnestness and an endearing kindness of him always trying to do the right thing. Even if it's not a good thing for him. We always want to do the right thing, but like if it's not a good thing for me, how do I juggle that? So he's at constant odds with that while the disintegration of the honeymoon phase is happening with Ashley and him coming into contact with Koreans, which is coming into contact with his epigenetics and his identity. And that's just really Sunny.
Don't people say you shouldn't be looking for the right person, but actually the right wrong person?
Sunny, everyone has been talking about how collaborative you are on set. Do any moments spring to mind where something that your cast brought to you really ran with?
Beef is not something born from one person. You know, every single aspect from wardrobe, you know. Austin's shorts, Charles said, let's make him higher. Okay, like that's a decision that we make collaboratively. You know, everything from blocking and the way that Austin is kind of running away from Ashley at times, especially when he's trying to hide something, you know. That's from discussions and trying to get to the root of what the scene is actually trying to say, you know. The inciting incident with Oscar and Carey, like that fight went through so many iterations and rehearsals and sharing and vulnerability. That's really the joy of this, what we do. It's not any one individual idea, it's the alchemy of what happens when everyone's ideas come together.
Lee Sung Jin's art and his artistry is not confined to limitations of just identity, but humanity and universal themes and aspects that are rooted in just his truth and his own experience. So to be able to be brought into that collaboration with him, you know, you can't help but just give everything and just trust that it will be what it's meant to be.
Do you not want to make believe?
You two last worked together on 2013's Inside Llewyn Davis. How do you feel you've changed as an actor between then and now?
Deeper crow's feet. a little more, just a little more melted in general. But to get to come back after doing Llewyn Davis, which, you know, we had maybe a week of working together, and then to have a chance to really get to work together and create this relationship. And also, you know, you see Carey does it in, you know, to a certain extent, a bit in Llewyn Davis, where she tells me she wishes I was just always in a great big giant condom.
Yeah. You should just walk around always inside a great big condom because you are
okay. To really see just what a comedic genius she is. You see it in this show.
When we worked together on Drive and then we worked together on Inside Llewyn Davis, like we were the kids on the show, you know. I suppose you stay in your lane a bit more when you're that sort of at that point in your career where you're like, you know, do your job and hope for the best. But I think on Beef, I think we felt a sort of, what if we did this? And had a
Well, I
lot
mean,
of
kids these days.
kids these days.
But when we were,
Yeah, well, yeah.
we knew our place.
Yeah, well, we stayed in our lane. We did what we were told. But no, I feel like, we were kind of the grown-ups on this production, which
I know, it was an older couple. I was like, who's
Yeah,
it?
the older couple? That's us? No. But there was a lot of us being like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we can
We're the seniors on this.
for the seniors.